Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Airtel. Download Airtel TV to watch and support Ugandan talent on The Voice Africa every Sunday at 8 p.m.
A very good evening to you all, and welcome from me, Rukidi Kijjanangoma, to UBC News tonight, this Monday, the 17th day of April 2023. On sign language, it is Elizabeth Nakakoni, and we are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. Now, the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kata Hamseveni, has passed by Chamate Secondary School in Intungamo district to commiserate with the learners following the fire where 2 dormitories were destroyed and 1 student fatally injured on the 26th of February 2023. Now, before touring the destroyed dormitories, Mrs. Museveni talked to the students and appealed to them to resist negative influences that compromise their behavior and character. Take a watch. Now, the intersecurity agencies investigating the diversion of iron sheets intended for Karamoja are pursuing key suspects and witnesses for vital information. The police spokesperson, Fred Enanga, says some suspects have declined to respond to the criminal summons, as we hear in this story.
Some key witnesses involved in the alleged iron sheets diversion have failed to respond to police criminal summons to assist the ongoing investigations. Police spokesperson Fred Enanga told the media most of the investigations in the matter have been concluded.
The witnesses whom we interviewed from the beginning, whom we reinvited to appear at CID headquarters, some of them have not appeared. For instance, last Friday, we summoned the Honorable Minister of State for Karamoja Affairs, Honorable Agnes Nandutu, to reappear at CID headquarters and to clarify on certain additional areas of inquiry, but she did not turn up. But I'd like to remind all witnesses who are a subject of investigation at the same time to please cooperate.
So far, 3 suspects have been arraigned before court. Relatedly, in an operation to crack down criminals in Lweza, Kajansi, police are holding 53 suspects.
We will arraign them in court today, and we are hopeful that this operation will help in creating sanity and also curbing down the crime rate within areas of Kajansi, because we had seen the crime rate coming up of recent in Kajansi. So we are hopeful that this operation will help in bringing down the crime rates in the area.
Meanwhile, police have warned money lenders against using national identity cards as collateral, especially in the districts of Jinja and Amulata.
National IDs have no economic or monetary value and are supposed to be used exclusively for identification purposes. Therefore, any act of confiscation, removing, taking, or handing over a national ID as collateral is illegal. Under the Registration of Persons Act, Section 77B, it is an offense.
Police have also revealed that the Kabaka birthday run activities were well managed without any serious incidents registered. Marion Awori and Ivan Kahwa for UBC.
Now, the Presidential Committee put in place for the funeral of former Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Keith Muhakanizi, has announced that the body of the late will arrive here on Wednesday. The Permanent Secretary in the Office of the President and Chairman of the Farewell Planning Committee of the former Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Hajidus Kakande, has confirmed. Let's get more in this story.
On Thursday last week, the Office of the Prime Minister announced that the former Permanent Secretary of the OPM, Keith Muhakanizi, had died of cancer in Milan, Italy. The President ordered that Keith Muhakanizi be accorded official burial. The committee has clarified on the progress.
So if it comes on Wednesday, the next day, Thursday, there will be a prayers at Kororo Airstrip. Then after Kororo Airstrip, the body will go to Liantonde. They arrive there on Thursday evening. Friday they start around. Saturday we bury him.
The body is expected to arrive in the country on Wednesday, be taken to Kololo on Thursday for prayers, then transferred to Liantonde on the same day, where it will be buried on Saturday.
The government has taken over all the expenses for managing the body right from Italy, Milan, up to here, up to the last day of burial. The government will incur feeding. Right now, the feeding at home, at his home in Ugorovi, they are feeding breakfast.
However, the Italian government has not yet forwarded an account to deposit the funds incurred for treatment, which could change the plan.
We are trying to work with Italy and pay the dues which are supposed to be paid there. But up to now, they have not given us their account. But we hope that maybe before the end of the day.
Joseph Moyingo compiled this report.
Now, the State Minister for Finance, Amos Lugolobi, has been charged and remanded to Luzira Prison on 2 counts of dealing with suspect property of over 700 iron sheets meant for Karamoja region. Now, Mr. Lugolobi, who was arrested on Friday last week, pleaded not guilty to the alleged offences.
State Minister for Finance, Amos Lugolobi, was marched to court cells of the Anti-Corruption Court in Kololo, waiting to face charges of dealing with suspect property of over 700 iron sheets. Minister Lugolobi was later marched to court before Magistrate Abati Asimwe. However, upon entering the dock, Minister Amos Lugolobi sobbed. Court charged the Minister Amos Lugolobi with 2 counts of dealing with suspect property of over 700 iron sheets meant for Karamoja people.
Between the 14th day of July 2022 and 28th February 2023 at OPM stores, you dealt with government property to wit 400 pre-painted iron sheets marked Office of the Prime Minister and in different places in Matuga. You dealt with government property, to wit 400 pre-painted iron sheets marked Office of the Prime Minister.
Minister Amos Rugolobi pleaded not guilty to all the charges leveled against him.
A plea of not guilty is entered against the accused person, none other than Honorable Amos Rugolobi.
Prosecution led by Baine Moses asked court for more time to complete investigations. The defense legal team led by Johnny Isabire asked court to grant Minister Rugolobi bail basing on his health condition, the period he spent in police custody, and being a responsible person who represents the people of Intengelu North constituency in Kayunga district.
The accused person, who is the applicant, is a honorable member of parliament. This court has the discretion to grant bail, and Your Worship, it's our view that that discretion should be exercised judiciously.
Minister Amos Rugolobi also presented 6 sureties for court to grant him bail, including Naiga Gamaria Woman Member of Parliament for Namutumba District, James Kakoza Member of Iyara, Kefa Chiwanuka Member of Parliament for Chiboga District. Others include Joseph Muvawala, Prime Minister of Busoga Kingdom, and Karanga Moses businessman, and Chairperson Kayunga District. The application was objected by prosecution that the accused will interfere with the remaining inquiries. Prosecution also told court that the 2 presented land titles have encumbrances.
It is our contention that once is released immediately, there is a high likelihood of him interfering with the remaining inquiries because he has the influence and capacity to do so.
Magistrate Herbert Asimu remanded Minister Amos Rugolobi to Luzira Government Prison.
The applicant tendered in several documents that court cannot analyze now to balance the interest of both parties and also to ensure that the decision to grant or not to grant bail is judiciously arrived at is reserved for 20th April 2023 at 12 noon.
Court resumed on 20th April 2023 to deliver a ruling in Minister Rugolobi's bail application. Deborah Namamonde, Susan Nabugudde, UBC News.
Now, police has confirmed that one South Sudanese national died on the spot after a building collapsed and engulfed spectators who had convened at Liu Lang restaurant and cafe to watch a football match between Arsenal and West Ham United teams last evening. Monday morning, Uganda National Building Review Board, a body that provides building standards for decent housing, visited and assessed the scene to establish the cause of the building's collapse. We have more in this story.
Mario Awi, a South Sudanese national who worked as the manager at Liu Langa restaurant and cafe situated in Kansanga, Katabu zone, a Kampala suburb, was one of the people who gathered to catch the Arsenal versus West Ham United Premiership game last evening. Fate filled the restaurant at the first half break of the game as voices of the fans cried for help to passers-by and rescuers to save their lives after the building collapsed. However, it was a great task for police and rescuers to save lives as debris covered them, prompting police to use an electric saw to create room for rescue. Relatives of the late Mario Awi narrated the sad news.
I wasn't at home. They called me at around 7:30. The building has fallen. Got bothered. I was in Namungu. I came when I reached here, when they were digging the ground. We are not sure about that he will race here. We shall find the solution. We shall take him back to Sudan.
Local leaders condemned the KCCA for reluctance in implementing plans issued to infrastructure and housing with little monitoring.
Department ya physical planning ebavako buzibu buno kizimbe kino kikadde nnyo naye bakyongerako ne bakizimbako nga KCCA eraba
naye nze ndowooza omutindo gw'ebizimbe gwe mubi abazimba batuyambe bateeke kugamba tuleme kwekubanja wulo.
Uganda National Building Review Board visited the scene for a detailed assessment of what could have led to the building's collapse.
Our team of technical officers, these are the engineers, the architects, came on ground early in the morning to find out what could have been the cause of the building that collapsed last evening. Preliminary investigations have so far found out that it is clear the developer was trying to modify the existing structure, which was a bungalow, by putting up rental or structures which were not properly designed. We also found out that the materials being used in the modification of the existing structure were also of poor quality. We're also here to find out whether the developer had the necessary approvals from the KCCA, that is the building committee of KCCA, authorizing him or her to carry out the necessary modification of the existing structure. But the investigations are still going on.
The ambassador of South Sudan to Uganda, Simon Juachi, condoled with the entire South Sudanese community.
We are calling on the Kampala City Council Authority and various departments of the government in Uganda to really take a thorough investigation to understand whether there were some structural defects.
The deputy police spokesman, Kampala Metropolitan Police Lucas Jire, at a weekly police briefing confirmed the death.
Very fast by the locals and also the first responders on the ground, but one person died. Today, we expect a team from the National Building Review Board, the engineers, to come and inspect the site. Hopefully, we shall ascertain what exactly caused this. But as of now, we are not very much aware.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Tumbara now, where it's a mixture of preparations in Kabale district as Kigezi sub-region plans to receive the senior presidential advisor on special operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, on Wednesday, the 19th of April 2023, for the Katuna border reopening Thanksgiving ceremony. According to the organizing teams, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba will land in Kabale on Tuesday, the 18th of April 2023.
Preparations to receive the senior presidential advisor on special operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, in Kabale district are in its evening. This Monday, 17th April 2023, the local and national organizing teams have together with security inspected Kabale High School lower grounds, which is the main events venue.
Today we are here at Kigezi lower ground preparing for the function of Afande, his birthday celebrations in Kabale. Arrangements are in high gear. We call upon people to come and attend. As you can see, things are almost ready. This is not a political function. It's not a political rally. It is a peace-loving function.
The main purpose of this event is a Thanksgiving, and that's why we call it Rukunde Gumeo. We want love to remain amongst Ugandans and our neighbors, Rwanda, our neighbors in Congo, our neighbors in South Sudan, our neighbors the other side of Kenya, and all the surrounding neighbors in Tanzania.
According to the teams, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba will land in Kabale this Tuesday, 18th April 2023.
We are expecting our Supreme Leader tomorrow in Kabale at 2 p.m. He will arrive in Kabale at 2 p.m. to be able to proceed to Lake Bunyonyi, where he is commissioning an ambulance.
With the main event due on Wednesday, there will be activation activities starting tomorrow, Tuesday 18th.
The Kasiki is starting at 5. We have other activities, will be there. If you want to come at 2, you will watch the football between Kabale, Kigezi and Rwanda. All other activities are there. But I'm calling you for the Kasiki. Come, we drink. Come, we eat.
Tomorrow night we have a Kasiki, which is more of a street happening.
Moses Sali, alias Bebe Cool, is the one in charge of entertainment at this event.
What is celebration without entertainment? We have the top artists from Uganda and from Rwanda. Bebe Cool, you've seen all the adverts, Chameleon, all the top 10 artists in Uganda and the 5 top artists from Rwanda. So the entertainment will definitely kick off from midday. We have about 25 local artists from the region here, especially from Kabale here and Mbarara. So we totally mixed everything. We have about 45 art performances for the day.
For the nearby communities, this is the last call by the organizing committee.
So we are here, very busy, seriously mobilizing our people. We have people from Congo, from Burundi, people from the whole parts of Africa. We want to celebrate starting with tomorrow.
General Muhoozi Kainerugaba is heading to Kigezi sub-region for the Thanksgiving ceremony for Katuna-Gatuna border reopening, which is organized to shake his hands in appreciating his efforts towards the prevailing harmony between Uganda and Rwanda. I'm Robert Onyango and Sharon Chomugisha for UBC News.
Now, Ugandans caught in the middle of unrest in North Sudan have been advised to avoid unnecessary movements as a way of preventing any unimaginable consequences. Uganda's ambassador to the Republic of Sudan, Dr. Rashid Yahya Semudu, allays fears of any government failure to ensure safe exit of its citizens from Sudan. Now, this assurance follows concerns from a section of Ugandan members of parliament who want government to employ effective rescue measures for Ugandans stuck in the war-stricken country. Henry Okrot reports.
The unrest in Sudan, Khartoum, took everyone by surprise from all corners of Africa and the world. At least over 200 Ugandans are stuck in the capital Khartoum over this war. 80 of them are students, 30 male and 50 female. 19 had gone to seek heart treatment, while 19 were traveling to Jeddah. The others are 120 workers operating in different capacities in that country. Speaking to Ugandan journalists on phone, Uganda's ambassador to Sudan, Dr. Yahya Rashid Semudu, says they are safe.
We got some other cases of like 3 Ugandans who were also stuck, but we are in contact with them and they are also in safe place.
Members of parliament wanted government to furnish the country with measures undertaken to rescue Ugandans.
We demand that the government and Foreign Affairs Ministry, together with our embassies, initiate measures for alternative rescue shelters for Ugandan nationals, including allowing Ugandan nationals to take shelter at our Uganda embassy.
We are not actually even requesting the government. We are telling the government, we need our people here.
These fears have been allayed.
And we also have a number of 120 workers, the Ugandan workers, who are in Khartoum. So far, that is what we have, and we are ready to keep you updated. We are following up on everything.
The MPs want the original challenges of Africa addressed through prevention and reaction.
And also declare no-fly zone, because some of the warring parties in Sudan are using helicopters. They're also using other planes to ferry arms from arms manufacturers. And if we don't intervene in establishing stability in Sudan, that will spread to other neighboring countries.
When you remove a government in an unceremonious manner, when the president is not ready, you very well know that there are people who have been dealing with that government. So you are actually, you will have removed one person, but the forces of that previous government are still existing. So what we would like to see in Africa is that we should learn to have peaceful transfers of power.
Currently, there is no departing or arriving flight. The situation has attracted the attention of African Union and Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD. Uganda's president, Yoweri Museveni has since provided his counsel.
It is not correct to go on papering over mistakes year after year, decade after decade. And the ordinary people suffer so much on account of the ideological, strategic, and political mistakes of leaders. We must have principled politics. Principled politics. Even when you have to fight, you fight for a principled cause. Don't fight for just opportunistic causes.
Fighting is between the National Army of Sudan, loyal to the president, and rapid forces paying allegiance to the vice president. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Thanks, Henry, for that report there, and we do hope that the tensions will calm down in Sudan. Now, residents of Chitetika village, Komamboga in Kawempe division, have protested against the poor road that connects from their area to Nangabo. They planted banana and yam stems in the road to prevent users from accessing it.
The peaceful demonstration occurred after the state of the road that links Sekanyonyi connecting Chitetika village to Nangabo was impassable. They prevented road users from accessing it except the school-going children and those seeking medication.
Kutukawa era otulambulya waggulu tubanga yatugula amaato mebala omulimu bakoze kwame okoko ne kuba abantu.
Residents blocked the road, prompting police to intervene with more deployment from Kasangati police post, and later the RDC Kawempe Sulaiman Juko Walugembe intervened.
Batebazimba mu ntobazi naye abantu bazimba mu ntobazi nga bwe baagala nga bwe bakola nti amakubo gafa. Tukolera kubo kyekikulu ekikulu tukolera kubo ekubo litutamye bamanyi kutwaleza boda lwaki baje ne bakola amakubo.
The road crowd accused investors of blocking water trenches.
Sekanyonyi zone period parish tuna company makumi ngaga abiri kanu ya boxi print and carton eri agula eximu tunawone ya niye mwanyawo ekola bomba naye kubo nafu oli tunze olenge ekiri awo azimba company ya bomba nga bazimba mu kubo kansala mulamba naleta ne bayingini ya bakesisi ne bakisima ne baba wasente ne basiya bakupishwa
They showed the RDC Juko around the place where investors constructed buildings, and he ordered all construction works to stop immediately.
Basobola kukola kintu wano nga tebannakola mwala guno omwala gwe gusooka okukola ki okolebwa amazzi galeme floodinga era n'agamba yakkiriza agenda kwogera ne mukama we pastor amubulira ensonga eyo ne mugamba tewali kintu kyonna kijja kukolebwa wano okujjako ekyo nga kimaze okukola ki okolebwa because ebintu bingi ebiri wano n'amasannyalaze gagayita wano tosobola kuzimba church mu masannyalaze.
Henry Bule, the head of works at Kawempe division, condemned the character of the investors.
Njagala okuvumirira ekikolwa ekikoleddwa investor omu gwe sinnaba kutegeera okuzimba mu drainage era njagala okukubiriza physical planning department nti tugenda kudiringa nayo bwebanga tesobola kuwa bantu approved plans basooke balinde.
Amwaiva Njuko for UBC.
It's coming to 29 minutes after the hour of 8 in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now take a short break, but we'll return with much more. Do stay with us.
Jerry card. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Buy Jerry can with Master. Those ones who say go for you only.
Mundaba. Best movies I teach you. When I got a because of the cover is very far. Is you serious? Is serious you? What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru. And Umaru refused to give you enough meat. Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru,
okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbara and Jinja.
This is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, under the auspices of the East African Community, will host the 10th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 from the 9th to the 11th of May 2023 at the Kampala Serena Hotel in Uganda. Take full advantage of the investment opportunities in the East African region's vibrant oil and gas sector. To find out more on how to sponsor, exhibit, or attend the 10th EAPCE 23, visit www.eapce23.eac.int.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's the encounters with our majestic gorillas. The thrill of taking on the falls of the Nile River. The joy of discovering new traditions and a lot more. Join us at the 2023 Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo from the 26th to the 29th of April at the Commonwealth Resort, Munyonyo. Rediscover our country's uniqueness and see what the tourism sector has in store for you. Visit www.poate.co.ug to secure your spot and get set to learn, network, and explore. The Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo is brought to you by the Uganda Tourism Board in partnership with Competitiveness and Enterprise Development Projects. Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
Their support meant so much to me. And as a teenage girl, I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
Welcome back from that break, and this is our first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Monday, the 17th day of April 2023. The Ismaili Muslim community in Uganda have donated food and clothing to Muslim faithful and the needy communities around Kibuli Hill in Kampala. The chairman for Outreach Aga Khan Council of Uganda, Azar Bandali Jafar, says the donations are a gesture for the sheer values of commitment to betterment of self and society, embracing peace for humanity.
Muslims around the world usually reach out to the vulnerable and needy communities through zakah. This is done during the holy month of Ramadan. The Ismaili community in Uganda has distributed food items and clothing to communities in the slum settlements of Kibuli Hill in Kampala.
I think it was quite unique, a unique experience to help our brothers and sisters, since we're all Muslims, and yeah, it was a great experience.
In the holy month of Ramadan, it is very good for us to at least give a little bit of charity, whether it is money, food, or even clothes, which could help people live in better conditions.
The team leader and chairman of the Outreach Aga Khan Council in Uganda, Bandali Jaffa, says food and clothing are basic needs to communities. Bandali Jaffa says that the relief items have been collected from the Ismaili Shia faith.
Big need, as you have seen. You know, right now the things are not so good. The economy is also low, so you can really feel it on the roots. If you saw when we were trying to give out clothes on the first station, people are really much in need of things.
Bandali Jaffa says that the relief items have been collected from the Ismaili Shia faithful around Uganda and given out to 1,000 needy families.
So we have fed more than 1,000 families just today, but in the whole Ramadan we have fed over 10,000 families. Why is it important? It's your civic duty. We live on this earth to help other people, and in Islam that's what we are taught. We're supposed to leave the earth in a better way than what we left it.
The Ismaili community leader, Uganda, Jasmine Halani, is grateful that her team has successfully expressed this pillar of Islam.
Ismaili Civic is basically launched by Aga Khan, and it's launched for the helping different communities. Wherever we live, we help people. Whatever way we can help, we are helping them, and that is the main aim of Ismaili Civic, that where we are living, we help people.
Some of the beneficiaries appreciated the donation.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Mungu abadizeyo. Funye mere. Allah bongere agaziye funa zamwe. Ala dilibana mwandu twina bana batabaina mwasirisi ndo walio mutabiyamba ko.
The Shia Amami Ismail Muslims belong to the Shia branch of Islam. They live in over 25 different countries around the globe.
This group that visited us today, one of them is a grandson of the late Bandali Jaffa. The late Bandali Jaffa, the proprietor of Fairway Hotel, is the one who led the campaign of mobilizing the people to contribute towards this cause.
I'm Nafka Farida and Setumba Douglas.
Now, Postbank has distributed Ramadan relief food items to Muslim students of Makerere University, Makerere Business School and Kyambogo University. According to the head of business at Postbank, Abbas Mawanda, the food relief items given are part of their corporate social responsibility, but also an initiative to support sister public institutions, as we hear in this story.
Postbank Uganda has distributed Ramadan food relief items to Muslim students in the 3 public universities of Makerere University, Makerere Business School and Kyambogo University. The assorted items, among others, included rice, posho, sugar, cooking oil, among others. According to the head of business at Postbank, Abbas Mawanda, supporting students in public institutions was an initiative to support sister institutions.
Universities are also fully owned by government. Through our experience and the years we spent when we were also students, we understood the challenges the Muslim community within our government universities go through to feed the students, staff, and the community at large.
He says the initiative was based on the need by students given their unthought of demands and the burden institutions face in helping students break their fast.
So we came up with this initiative to ensure that we support them through their budgets so that they feed the students, the staff, and the communities.
The imams of the 3 universities appreciated Post Bank for coming up with the initiative of supporting students. Jamil Nsubuga is the assistant imam at Makerere Business School.
We thank our brothers, Abbas.
To Chikube district now, where over 250 encroachers have been arrested for carrying out illegal activities like timber logging and charcoal burning in Bugoma Central Forest Reserve, Chikube district. During an operation conducted by National Forestry Authority together with the Environmental Police and the UPDF, the suspects revealed that they are casual laborers working for a certain political leader in the district. Take a watch.
For the last 3 months, National Forestry Authority, in partnership with Environmental Police and UPDF in Chikube district, embarked on an operation to crack down people who carry out illegal activities in Bugoma Central Forest Reserve. Over 200 people have been arrested. The suspects were captured from Kaseta Parish in Kaboya sub-county and arrested at Kaseta Police Station.
On a mission to verify the source of the timber, which my team impounded on 30th last month. They impounded timbers, a full Fuso fighter, worth 500 pieces, and the timbers will prove it is coming from Bugoma Central Forest Reserve, and that's where we are right now. We have seen the sources, we have seen the stumps, and we have the timbers which are inside the vehicle are the timbers that we are do rhyme with the stump we have seen. Species like Albizia, Longoa.
The range manager, NFA, Budongo, Boaz Basigerenda, and the sector manager, Chisindi Alex Obonyo, allege some of their workers are being witch-hunted.
We make reports, statements at police. So police needs also to come in with vigor to help us, to summon these people, so that they can also be answerable. They can be charged for the causes, for the destruction of the forest. So we need really an involvement of police to come out straightforward to really help us in managing this area, because police has a very big role to play.
Boaz says Chikube district leadership has not done enough to preserve the forest because that is the only way Bugoma can be saved.
But we have got a lot of support from the other leaders. But leaders who are supporting, they have no influence. But we need the district level support. The district leadership needed to really support us meaningfully, because they have the power, they have the influence, they have whatever it takes to protect this forest.
He, however, expressed disappointment that those arrested in such operations are released. When contacted, the leaders implicated did not return the calls. Some of the people arrested say they came to work and do not know the owner of the forest. Bugoma Forest covers 41,142 hectares in the districts of Chikube and Hoima.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Tecno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256 GB storage, G88 gaming processor, and a strong battery to last the whole day. Towakana.
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3 GB from Airtel and 100% bonus on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months, so you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial *100*5# to enjoy free data. The new Spark 10 is available in all selected Tecno shops countrywide. Airtel, the smartphone network in partnership with Tecno. Stop at nothing. At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21 hash or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at what's happening in the latest in business. The increasing demand for flatbed wagons on the multimodal Central Corridor route has prompted Uganda Railways Corporation to boost its fleet. With the financial support of $300,000 from the Central Corridor Secretariat, the Railways Corporation is expecting to repair 20 wagons and deploy them by mid of June this year.
The rehabilitation of Uganda Railways Corporation flatbed wagons has started in earnest at Nalukolongo URC workshop. The project, which is facilitated by the Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency to a tune of $300,000, had delayed due to logistical challenges.
We have spelled out 20 wagons for rehabilitation, and this is the first one. What you see here, the team has scraped the paint off. They have looked at the bogies. These are the bogies. And there will be 20 flat wagons.
These 20 wagons will serve the Central Corridor route. And we need to improve the capacity of URC to track cargo from here to Central Corridor route to Dar es Salaam, to Mwanza, and so on, and from that port to Uganda.
According to the contractor, they have a completion time frame of 2 months.
Presently, we have done the first inspections. We first have to inspect the spares. Now we inspected the wagons. So we have brought the wagons into the shop. We are intending to finish about maybe 5 or so wagons every fortnight so that we can complete within the 2 months.
We have received the bulk of spares, local supplies 100%, then importables we have received close to 95%.
When the works are completed, the wagons will be exclusively deployed into the Central Corridor route to boost cargo transport.
The purpose of this is to have more freight on the Central Corridor. We understand currently they have 60 wagons on the freight, which are dedicated to the freight. So if they add on 20 to make 80, plus others which they add on from time to time when the need arises.
A flatbed wagon is an open-deck equipment that has no roof or sides, and it's mainly used for transporting heavy, oversized, wide and indelicate goods such as machinery and building supplies. Charlotte Amuge and Dennis Igor for UBC News.
University students are urged to be flexible and willing to take advantage of any income-generating opportunities that come their way. The appeal was made by panelists at the NSSF 2023 Career Expo held at Makerere University Business School. Digital platforms such as Facebook, Twitter and YouTube were cited among channels that have huge income-generating potential.
The National Social Security Fund Annual Career Expo will benefit more than 5,000 students in 7 universities countrywide. This year's edition is focused on empowering the youth with skills to succeed in the emerging gig economy.
Part of this Career Expo is prepare them for life after the university, give them some skills that will get them get a job and keep a job. It even includes financial literacy. We've been doing this for the last 12 years. Over 155,000 students have actually gone through our program, and so far we know that over 15,000 have actually got jobs of having gone through our programs.
At least 41% of youth in Uganda, which represents 9.3 million aged between 18 and 30 years, are not engaged in any productive activity. By empowering them to take advantage of the massive opportunities in the gig economy and digital spaces, NSSF and partners are indirectly playing a big part in curbing the unemployment challenge.
If you want to make money, sometimes you will have to just forget about, and say, this is beneath me. You can't do anything actually, provided it's not a criminal offense and it doesn't go against your value system. You can do it, even if it means getting your hands dirty. Thirdly, what I learned was the need to innovate continuously. I think some of the speakers talked about innovation.
Uncle Mo, a digital influencer, and Sarah Kajingo, the founder of Soft Power, an online publication, were some of the panelists at the Makerere University Business School Career Expo.
I have tried things. I have been clever at stuff. I have tried shortcuts, and I'll tell you today and now, there is no shortcut to hard work.
Come up with a schedule. For me now, I'm here speaking, but I know what I'm going to be doing at 3 p.m. Make sure that your first job, prioritize it, you're meeting your deadlines, you're meeting your responsibilities, and schedule these gigs maybe around lunchtime. Digital platforms come in handy.
In the coming weeks, students from various universities will be imparted with intrinsic skill set to flourish in the gig market, balancing gig work with permanent job, turning gig work into flourishing business, financial literacy, among others.
I also started as a direct salesperson. I've grown through my sales career and just recently got my promotion as the country manager.
Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Buy Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava. Best movies I teach you. But never come up with the muscari. Because of the cover that is very far. Is you serious? It's just you. What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru. And Umaru refused to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, Jerry car.
Okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
Welcome back. Let's have a look at what's happening in the world of sport, and we begin with netball. And 2 months to the Netball World Cup, the national netball team has started training. 27 players have been summoned for selection before zeroing down to the final squad. Amon Ngabo reports.
The national netball team is in early preps for the upcoming Netball World Cup. The team was in 2 non-residential training camp, preparing for familiar faces come July 28th this year. This will be the team's third consecutive Netball World Cup after the 2015 and 2019 editions. In South Africa, Uganda will play giants New Zealand, Trinidad and Tobago, Singapore, and believe they can put up a challenge compared to the previous editions.
To be summoned for national team 2023 World Cup, it's not easy, as you all people know, because so many people are willing to be here, but they couldn't make it.
Head coach Fred Mugerwa summoned 25 players and believes they'll be able to assemble the best squad for the tournament.
The first day of training has been good. The turnout is not all that bad. Putting into account that there was late communication to these players. on how to start, because there are some things that we are still being put in place. And I think that's why they have not turned up all as we expected. But I think by tomorrow everything will be okay and all of them will be around.
After training, Mugerwa believes the team will undergo several trials before heading to South Africa for the July competitions.
Now, the National Council of Sports has started its 2023 monitoring and evaluation of the 51 sports federations, and this to basically align compliance. John Van Sentamo gives us more.
As part of its mandate, National Council of Sports monitors and evaluates 51 sports federations under its jurisdiction. The exercise looks at federations' constitutions, activity calendars, strategic plans, list of participating districts and annual activity reports, among other benchmarks.
National Council of Sports, as a regulator of sports, has a mandate to visit all the sports federation offices to establish that they all have offices, because we came to realize that some of them don't have offices. The other issue is we also need to know whether they are compliant to the statutory instrument number 38 of 2014, where they are all required to comply with what is therein in the statutory instrument. Among them are the leadership structures. How are they managing these federations? Do they have the leadership structures? Do they have the secretariat, the running secretariat, the secretariat that manages the affairs of the federation? The other issue is to ensure that the money that government gives these federations is fully accounted for.
The 11-day exercise has started with the stops at rugby, tennis, cricket, basketball and motorsport.
Well, we are hopeful and we are optimistic and we're very positive that National Council of Sports is going to support us in our quest for securing grounds. Playing facilities are one of our biggest challenges, and in this M&E exercise we touched on it, although not in detail, but we are optimistic that NCS has the leverage to help us secure playing facilities.
It continues on Tuesday with boxing, volleyball, darts, swimming and squash rackets. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC News.
The Uganda Olympic Committee Sustainability in Sports Commission has climaxed its first national training workshop for federations on sustainability in sport. The three-day workshop used a Sustainability Essentials Toolkit as guide to sustainable sports events.
The workshop is about sustainability essentials in line with the IOC Olympic Charter. We are involving all national federations that are affiliated to the Uganda Olympic Committee, and we want them to understand and know how relevant it is to our sport and our environment, and how they can use it within the national federations to promote sustainability and sport and environmental management.
This training of today, talking about sustainability of sports, has clearly showed us what we can do to keep our sports sustainable for us and our children and our children's children through different strategies, economically, environmental-wise and socially. It has clearly showed us that we can improve sports in terms of funding, in terms of proper use of the environment, contributing positively to society.
And that brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Elizabeth Nakakoni and I am Rukidi Edward Kijjanangoma wishing you a blessed night. But remember that our second and final edition of News Tonight this Monday, the 17th day of April 2023, comes your way at 10 p.m. Do stay with us.